and welcome back to my channel. This is episode 65 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. My name is Michaeli. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and this is my podcast where I talk about my knitting, my crocheting, and my yarn dyeing. You can find me online at breakingyarn.com or anywhere on social media at Breaking Yarn. Today I have two finished objects, one whip, a lot of acquisitions, a couple of new videos that went live here on YouTube, a little bit of news, and a giveaway. I will be giving away some Boucle yarn on this episode, so if you want to stick around, please do so. The very first finished object that I have is my Sunport Hat. This is a pattern by Val Moreno, and it features a double knit brim and these little clusters that you do at the color change. And mine, because I did mine in Breaking Princess, this is from my shop, this is fingering weight Breaking Princess. And how mine turned out, instead of it being like little clusters here and there, it ended up being a full stripy pattern. And the clusters just kind of went around and around in a spiral until they reached the top. I knit the medium-sized hat, and after blocking it, it fits pretty good. It's a little bit snugger maybe than I would like, and Val, I think, has hers a little bit more of like a slouchy fit instead of this more fitted fit. I think I might actually knit this again. I still have yarn left over from my one skein of fingering weight yarn. So I think my idea is to knit this again and just do the clusters at the lightest part of the yarn and not like all the pink. I was doing it like it was purple and then like pink, and that's I think why it ended up being spiral, which is cool too. I just want to try it again and do the clusters just at the very, very pinkest, lightest part of the yarn and see how that works out. So that's my first finished object, a hat. This was designed by Val Moreno, and this was designed for the Sunport display that both her and I had together with Drop Stitch Knitters Guild here in Albuquerque. It was at the Sunport Airport all month of March. I believe I talked about that on my last episode. But this is the hat that she designed for that display and actually gave it away for free on Ravelry during the month of March. That is now over, but you can still get the pattern on Ravelry. My second finished object are my Crystal Meth socks. This is a brand new design from me. They are inspired by the little Crystal Meth. In the show, it's actually candy, the rock candy, but for the purposes of the show, they are like little crystals. And so I designed this diamond pattern. It's diamond in both garter and stockinette. And then I did a German twisted cast on and a German short row heel. And this was as a nod to the Germans who built the Crystal Meth lab in Breaking Bad. And then I did a star toe, which is just a really cool toe to knit. It's really fun to knit, it's engaging, and you don't need to Kitchener or do any kind of grafting at the end. I don't know if you would be able to see that, but it just comes to a point and then you just tie it off like you would the top of a hat, and put it inside your sock. So these are super cute. This is in my Crystal Meth colorway. Sometimes the colors on the cameras can be a little funny. With this, it tries to like auto correct the color or something and makes it a little bit like like a different blue than what it actually is. So just as a side note, but I have this pattern over at my tech editor, and she is working on getting all of my, hopefully there's no errors, but sometimes she finds grammar things or like formatting issues too. So I appreciate my tech editor for making the patterns the most beautiful that they can be. But yeah, so I will be looking for testers for this. It comes in 3 different sizes: a small, which is 56 stitches, a medium, which is 64, and a large, which is 72. And the best way to test knit for me, if you are interested in doing that, is to be on my email newsletter for my website. So you would go to breakingyarn.com. There's either a pop-up that appears, or you can scroll all the way down to that first page and there's a little box for you to stick your email in there. Then you'll go on my list, and that's where I send my tester calls for. So if you're interested in testing this pair of socks, then please make sure you are subscribed to my email newsletter. I think earlier I said I have 1 whip, but I actually have 2 whips, and I apologize for that miscount. My first whip, you have seen it before, but in doses, right? I have been working on Brioche Hexies, which is the Briochex pattern by Leslie Ann Robinson. And I now have 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 12 Hexies finished. So I will quickly run through these. I was doing this for the Adventally Mal 2025, which is now over. And I am using my Advent from Pretty Twisted Yarns from 2023. It was a neon gradient, and I just have been mixing and matching all the colors. So we have this one. This is my very first one that has mistakes on it, but that's okay. And then there's this one. These are all the plain brioche ones. And then there's this snowflake pattern. I have a few of those. This one. I loved this combo. The pink and purple was so fun. This one reminds me of Lakers, even though I don't watch basketball. This one is a, what does she call this one? I don't remember what she calls this one. Ornamental or something in the pattern. So I have 3 of each kind now, and I am working on my next plain one. Just straight brioche, no no decreases, I would say. And I only have this one and then 2 more Hexies to do before this whole blanket is finished. Looks like I'm delivering pizza or something, but yeah, so I'm really enjoying this pattern. It's been bringing me a ton of joy, and it's really fun to knit it. If I were to do it again, I'm like, would I kind of have been going like motif 1, motif 2, motif 3, motif 1, motif 2, motif 3, instead of doing like all the 1s, all the 2s, all the 3s. And in one sense, I think that's exciting because it's not getting boring, and I am able to like kind of mix it up a little bit. But I will say each time I do like the motifs 2 and 3 with the decreases in different spots, I always have to re-watch YouTube channels and like look at the pattern each time. And I feel like if I were to just do all the 2s, all the 3s, I would be able to just like do it by memory. But since there's time in between each one, I always have to look up how to do the decrease. So it's good and bad, right? Like it keeps it interesting to be like switching it up, but it also requires a little bit more effort on my part to go through and make sure that I am doing that correctly. So anyways, that's my Briochex blanket. And hopefully I can have that finished by the next episode, since I only have 3 more hexies, 2.5 more hexies to do. And then I guess I'm thinking I'm gonna block each hexie individually and then put them together in the blanket, so that I'm not mixing all of the colors together, which I feel like would be a really bad idea as far as like bleeding goes. So that's my plan. That might take a few days extra to wash and block them all to be seamed together. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have it done by next episode. Maybe I'll just be ready for blocking. We'll see. It also depends on when I record next. Since it's been like a month, I think. So maybe I'll have it done. We'll see. So the second whip that I forgot to mention is kind of a whip. I mean, I'm really proud of it. This is, I went to the Drop Stitch Knitters Guild April meeting, and they did a talk on Entrelac, and I've actually never done Entrelac. I took a class once and I still didn't know how to do it. I was still very like confused about it. And I think what made sense to me this time was that the lady who did the presentation, her name's Jenny, she talked about knit backwards, and it's like, instead of turning your work to purl the other side for stockinette, if you're knitting flat, then you just knit backwards. You like insert your needle into the right side and then like wrap your yarn different and then pull it, and you literally knit forward and then you knit back, and then you knit forward and then you knit back. And that was kind of game-changing for me. And it really, for one, it helped me to understand, okay, I'm knitting each like triangle or rectangular at a time. So I'm like turning and working just that one like short rows for it. But it also takes out the tediousness of turning your work and then purling and then turning it and knitting and then turning it and purling and turning it and knitting, like constantly after just even like a few stitches. And so the knit backwards has really made a big difference for that, because then you can just knit and then you knit back and then you knit and then you knit back instead of having to flip your work every single time. It made it very enjoyable. So all that to say, I have been practicing the pattern that came that she gave us like a handout on how to do Entrelac, and then gave like a little pattern for us to follow in order to like learn the stitches. And here is mine. I actually am ready to do the last little like triangles down here up here in the gray, and then I would do this other part here. I'm kind of tempted to make it a little bit taller. I might do that. Maybe I'll do 2 more rows or something and then do this part, just so that I can use it as like a coaster or something else, because I'm probably not going to use like wrist warmers, which is what I think these are. It's like you're knitting it flat, but then it'll be like a wrist warmer, and I really don't think that I would use that. So I might add a few extra rounds of the Entrelac just so that I can actually use that as like a coaster or something else. So that's my plan. That's my second whip, which is just exciting to be learning a new skill. So far this year, I have learned Entrelac and I have learned Tunisian crochet, which is really exciting. And I used, here it is. I used this stitch dictionary. I have another video here on YouTube where I can post this, but I learned how to do some swatches out of here, and now I know how to do Tunisian crochet, which is really exciting. And I want to make like a blanket or something with Tunisian crochet. Anyways, that's for the future. I have quite a few acquisitions to talk about. I got these berries and cream skeins from the Purling Perry. Isn't that so cute? I love the pink, purple, and the white. It's so cute. And I got 2 skeins of those. She was having like a sale or something, and I just decided I would want to get enough to make my daughter like a top or something if she wants, or whatever. I can make myself something out of this too if I want. So I got those from the Purling Perry. I picked up a few skeins from Nana's Yarn Stash. She had these and they were just like, blah, Michaeli, buy me. Emma's Yarn. Look at that. Purple, pink, teal. Like, oh my God. Perfect colors, though. This one's called Fairy Floss. So cute. And then, of course, this was right next to it. And I was like, yes. This one's called Zuni. So pretty together. And then I saw this one too. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta have that one too. Why not? Why not? Love my local yarn shop. Isn't that so cute? And then I thought even all those together looked really nice. So just completely like blew my budget on those, but it's worth it, right? Support local. And then one other thing too is that it's local yarn store day on Saturday, April 26th, 2025, and Nana's Yarn Shop is having a trunk show of all New Mexico dyers, which is really fun. I'm one of those, so it's Breaking Yarn, Desert Wools, Dye Monkey, Mad Dye Works, and Zia Wools, and it's going to be a great time. That was one of the things in the news section that I wanted to share, is that the local yarn store day and my trunk show that is happening at Nana's Yarn Stash. So to keep up to date on all that stuff, my newsletter and Instagram are probably the best for those. The podcast isn't always in time, or will be uploaded in time for those types of announcements. I had 2 more acquisitions. I bought 2 Advents. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting to buy any Advents this year. I just thought, well, like I already have one from my friend Anna that we exchanged last year and I have not used it yet. So I was like, I don't really like need another Advent. But then when I saw the inspiration photos from Pineapple Yarns, whoops, I bought hers. And then Granite State Yarns, my friend Lauren, oh my gosh, she came out with an Advent that is pink, purple, and teal. Like literally every color that I love so much, and that is going to be the entire theme of it. I had to buy it. I like literally couldn't help myself. I will insert inspiration photos so that you can see what I'm talking about. But like, yeah, I literally could not hold myself back from just buying it. And I love to support my friends too. So if I can, I'm definitely gonna buy from my friends. But so those are my acquisitions. Way too much money. I really need to like chill for the next few months if I can. And just wait until November. It's gonna be such a good time to get all those Advents in the mail. Oh, I have one more acquisition that I forgot to share. I saw an ad on Instagram for the Carson Crossbody, and it was a purse, a knit purse design from Megan Makes Do. I'll put her name because I don't remember her name. That's her Instagram handle. And it was this really cute like knit bag. And then there's also a crochet counterpart from a crochet designer that I know is very popular and famous, and I don't remember what her name is, but I will put it there too. And Lion Brand had a kit for it, so I went ahead and got that too. This was pre-Advent purchases, but it came with 2 skeins of each color. So I have 2 black and 2 pink, but I thought those were really pretty together. This is 24/7 cotton, and this colorway is called Rose. And then the black is just called Black Noir, I think. Black Noir, or maybe just black, I don't know. But yeah, I got these 2 colors so that I could make that crossbody. I will put a link down below in the description box in case you are interested in getting this kit. I have an affiliate link for Lion Brand, and I just earn a very, very small commission if you decide to buy through my link, but it really helps me out make this dream of mine to do YouTube and breaking yarn stuff full time a little bit more of a reality. So I'll put that down in the description box in case you're interested in checking that out. The last little bit of news that I have to share is very exciting. I am in the very first issue of Knit Nation newspaper, and I should cover up my address here. Yes, so this is a knitting newspaper. It's exclusive to knitters. This is the very first issue. This is from The Kindness Company, and you can get a subscription for this. I think it's like $8 or $9, $7 to $9 a month. I don't remember exactly, but I am featured in here. The Albuquerque Fiber Arts take flight at Albuquerque Airport, and it's the story of my display at the airport, which is just like super exciting, and I was so thrilled to be featured in this newspaper. So the very first issue of Knit Nation, I am in it, and I'm so excited. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity. My friend Krista reached out. She's Explorer with Knitsy. She reached out and said, hey, I want to feature your story about the airport display in this newspaper. Can you send me some quotes and pictures? And so she did a wonderful job writing up that little story, and I'm super excited for that. But this, I've been enjoying this actually. There's a lot of, like, I've never done a crossword puzzle before, but this is a knitting theme crossword puzzle, and there's only one that I haven't been able to get yet. Some of them I may have like looked up because I was like, I know this one, but I can't confirm that it's right until I know this one. So then I would look up that one so that I can, okay, yeah, this one is right. So there's just one that I haven't been able to finish yet, but I'm very proud of myself. There's also like other mazes. There's tons of articles in here that are very interesting. Spot the difference things. There's tons of patterns, free patterns in here. There is a little like cartoon comic book thing. Yeah, there's tons of stuff in here. Awesome stories. I still need to read all of these, but I've really been enjoying, like, there's patterns, lots of different patterns. Oh yeah, there's a knit word search, which was really fun to do. But yeah, anyways, so I'm in the first issue of Knit Nation, and if you're interested in checking that out, they do have a code that you can use. I will put it down on the screen here. I believe it's KNITNATIONREVIEW to get your first issue for free minus shipping and handling, which I think for me was like around $3.95, $4, something like that. But yeah, so you can get your first issue for free, and if you use that code at checkout. And I think if you order before the end of the month, you will still get issue 1, so that if you want the story, if you want me to be in your newspaper, then you can buy that one and I will be in your newspaper, which is really cool. Okay, I said I would do a giveaway on this episode, so this is what I'm gonna do. I have 3 skeins of Boucle DK dyed up. I do not feel like selling these because I don't like Boucle. And I thought about having a giveaway called I Hate Boucle Boucle giveaway, but then, cause it rhymes and I thought that was cute, but I don't really want to say that I hate it. So I dislike knitting with this, but I have 3 beautiful skeins that I am willing to give away. So I think what I'm going to do is, if you leave me a comment on this episode, next time I will pick someone to win. I will give you all 3 skeins. If you comment down below, I will choose a winner to get all 3 skeins if you want them. I think that's it for episode 65 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.